As it sits now, Fred, 54 is where the Browns would pick towards the back half of the second round. I know you wrote an article about this. Andrew Berry has the flexibility to go up, go down, stay at 54. Take us through that article. And do you think they stay pat and make the pick at 54?
Your guess is as good as mine, Dave. This is probably the strongest position going into the draft as far as roster. It was a strong roster last year, but they've added to it by re-signing several of the players that were free agents. So I really think they can. I mean, you could make a case that there's no starting positions available on this team. Obviously, they're always going to say there's competition. You're really backing, you're battling for backup positions like backup tight end and backup linebackers and different things like that. So I really think they can go about anywhere, and I think that they're positioned that if there's a small core of players that they're interested in, that they could draft up a little bit, they could draft down a little bit to get more picks, they could stay pat. Anything can happen. And for somebody to be able to predict, I know that's what everybody wants to do. It really, to me, is impossible because, we see it every year in the draft. A guy that's supposed to be available around 50 is drafted 30th, or somebody that was supposed to be drafted in the first round is available. And so I really think it's a long shot to, at best, especially at 54. And when you think last year the Browns' top pick was in the second round and it was 44, we had a little better chance on what they do. And what they do, they traded it to get Elijah Moore. So I wouldn't even be surprised if there's a player that Andrew Berry thinks can help right now on another team, that they would trade the pick to get another player. But as I asked him around that story that I wrote in the press conference, how do you balance? You got to get some future needs addressed, but you're trying to win now. So if you think of last year on the inactive day, when there was like 7, 8 guys inactive or whatever it is, 4, 5, 6, 7 inactives, they were almost all the rookie draft picks from last year. So they weren't really helping them. They were developmental for the future. They really want to win now. So if they can get a guy that can help them now in the draft, they will. If not, they could even trade it.